Good day, friends. This is a voice-only video because a face is just a distraction. First of all, thank you for being here. Your presence is very much appreciated. If the content will be of your liking, please consider giving us a like and subscribing. Today's topic is, if you control what you can, your life will change for the better. I don't have to tell you how unpredictable the next minute will be. There's absolutely nothing you can do about what life has in store for you. The unpredictability and the inevitability of our existence have to be accepted as is, and this can create a great deal of stress, because humans are creatures of habit. We do not like uncertainties. Uncertainties cause stress. Our instinct prefers constants and repetitiveness. Most events are at least partially beyond our control, in the best of cases. We suffer greatly from having little control over our life events, and even the simplest daily routine is subject to a certain degree of uncertainty, like traffic jams and flat tires that can hijack an otherwise well-planned agenda. The reason for this level of anxiety is the lack of stability, as we have to be on the lookout for possible issues, and this thought process has to be continuous. We can never relax if we are to maintain ourselves out of trouble, and this results in stress. Eventually, in predisposed individuals, this can even trigger panic attacks when unable to cope or accept this level of uncertainty. Luckily, we have a solution that I will reveal and elaborate in just a minute. The major obstacle lies in the way most people's brains are wired. We tend to imagine worst-case scenarios in every situation. It's the way we protect ourselves. To top things off, our brains cannot discern between positive and negative thinking. To our brain, thinking is thinking. What I mean is that if I tell you not to think of an elephant, all your minds will think about is that elephant. All this is to say that we have little control over our minds and the directions it takes. Lack of control can be partially offset by an intense vocal manifestation of how uncertainty affects us and our state of mind. Those of us who are not able to elaborate and implement this concept are more at risk of succumbing to the highest level of stress. I'm not going to further divulge into how miserable we feel when we are like that little sailboat at the mercy of elements. Let us immerse ourselves in the bliss of feeling like there are some things that we can actually influence in our lives. Your ability to monitor events, we said, is limited, but it's not zero. Some things are solely dependent on our choices and our deliberate actions. You will soon appreciate how liberating and invigorating the feeling of drafting one existence can be. There are actually a few things that we can completely control, and they are obviously related to ourselves. Whilst we cannot control situations outside ourselves, we can modify the way these react based on our actions. So even there, we have a little say in that too. Meaning, I can't control what you do, but by the way I react to what you do, I might be able to influence what you do next time. But no one can take away our complete control over what we ingest, both food and drink. No one can influence what we choose to smoke, if anything. How much positive reinforcement can we deduce from the show of character and determination, from the knowledge of having dominated part of this back canal we call life? The amount of care we assign to our bodies is another aspect that is completely in our control. More later on examples of what we can control. Let's describe how amazing is a sensation of having control over something, demonstrating that there is something that we can do to steer our life on our chosen tracks. That smile that will beam on your face when you realize you will not need a diet anymore, nor a sponsor to guide you through addiction, or any external support you deemed indispensable because it's all within you to take care of yourself. All you need to do is recognize that if you decide what food and drinks and how much you will consume, those will be the only things that you will allow yourself. You will decide how much exercise you deem necessary to make you feel good about yourself. Trust me that there is no other satisfaction like knowing you're actually controlling something about your life. The amazing emotion of being in control, the absence of the unknown factor, at least for the emotions and actions that belong to you. No need to keep a vigilant eye on this small, one single and apparently insignificant relationship with yourself. Eventually, these stellar emotions will expand to other facets of your life. As you gain consciousness of your means, the sense of empowerment will sink in and grow with you. Make sure to shift your focus towards what you can control, that this newfound power is always on the top of your mind. Remember that you can seldom control what goes on outside, but you can always control what goes on inside. As Timber Hawkeye said, you can't calm the storm, so stop trying. What you can do is calm yourself. The storm will pass. As promised, these are other things that you can control. You can control your thoughts. They are all within the realm of your control. You can actually influence the development of your day because what you think becomes how you feel. So please focus on the positives. What you can't control is your level of productivity, which you can actually adjust to your liking. You can decide the level of effort and time dedicated to each task. And yours is the choice of how much time to dedicate to social media and how much of that time is actually productive or worth anything. You can actually control how you view yourself. Because this is another aspect totally within your sphere of influence. As to how others see you is beyond you, and also who cares, but yours is the possibility to evaluate how you perceive yourself. Be confident in yourself. Another thing you can control is your work ethic and the number of hours that you dedicate to your efforts in personal growth. And only you can determine and decide how dedicated and constant your commitment will be on personal matters. Another thing you can't control is your schedule. If you include one thing you know you can do each day, you will set yourself up for feeling of success and accomplishment. Even something as small as making the bed each day can feel rewarding. And if everything else fails, you will have a proper bed made waiting for you. Sticking to your own schedule without letting others force you into something you have not planned is highly rewarding and incredibly only up to you. Again, another thing you can control is how you treat others, which is very important and completely up to you. You can choose to treat others better, and even though you can't really change the way people treat you, you can choose to alienate those that don't treat you right. You can actually control the specifics of your living space, because that is something that is entirely a choice of yours. If you like all proper and clean, you can. Take responsibility of your choices and go easy on yourself for what's out of your hands. Live each day with the intent of being productive, positive, and grateful. The great byproduct of all this is that you'll have no time to worry about what you cannot control. And this is an advantage greater than it looks. Peace. This is Mentor, Motivate, Inspire, and this is all I have for you today. Thank you. If you appreciate this channel, please consider pressing the like button, subscribing, and maybe sharing with a friend.